Yo, what's good, family, man? So we back at it again. So I'm gonna walk y'all down how and explain and walk y'all through how I actually was able to make $2,300 total. So about $2,360 total, but was able to profit $1,300 on the actual day. Well, on the actual night, I didn't trade New York morning session. I was able to do this in Asia session, as you can see here. But as you can see, I made 1,300 on the day. And how I was able to do that, right? Simply put, I came into the market and observed what we happened. We had opening, right? So before we closed, we had this long wick, right? So this lets me know that downside, sell side liquidity was tapped before the market closed. Market opened back up. Things started to push up a little bit, set its high. So now we kind of got like a baseline range. As Asia session got close to opening at 8 p.m., as you can see, price started to push low, right? So for my guideline to understand the nature of this wick, all I did was grade it. I took my Fibonacci, I graded it from the high of it to the low, right? And I got a general area. Let me go closer. My general area was, I think it was, let me see where we at. Let's take that and turn it into, right? So 50% of our range was around 29,357, right? So this is a little bit off, but like I said, it was around 23.57 exact. So with that long wick, I wanted price to come in and respect and see how deep we could potentially get into retracement of this wick. So while I was looking at it as the early beginning opening of price action for Asia, I seen that price started to create an opportunity for a potential push up coming in this area here. So what I thought we had was a low being created, a lower low being created here after coming in and tapping that area and having a bullish little reaction. Price graded all the way up. We had to respect that this candle here, right? And I thought we were going to have a push up to potentially now attack our relative highs and maybe push a little bit or dig a little bit more high and take out that buy side liquidity and going for an all-time run. But what seemed to happen right afterwards is that we had a downside push and price turned and targeted some lows, right? So as you can see, I was in there a little bit. I was getting chopped up because I was looking for the buy side motion, the buy side move. The buy side move failed to happen, so I adjusted on the fly and I seen that okay, once we get to a close of lower than this 50% of this candle, I want to see price wick up higher, push lower, and continue to build itself to go lower. And as you can see, I kept going in it. So after this little mix up here, I was already down $900. I was down $900. So at this point, I'm like, okay, that's it. I had one more thing that I wanted to look for, and if it gave it to me, I would take the entry, and it gave it to me, right? So with 50% of this range now canceling, this candle is now being invalidated. So this really isn't holding structure. So with me looking on my hour time frame, I also had highlighted a fair value gap, a bullish fair value gap that was on our 1 hour time frame, right? As you can see, from this candle's high to this candle's low, you got a bullish fair value gap. You drag it to your right, and as you can see, price was now moving, right? So the rule of thumb is once you have an area or an area of interest be used as propulsion up, it can now turn around and become a target on the opposite side, right? So now this bullish fair value gap was a support to push it up. Now it could become a target on the way down, right? So with that continued sell down, I now looked at that as potentially being the target of where price may overall want to get to, right? Obviously, I didn't need that much. So I looked smaller and said, well, what other available sessions of liquidity are still available in that essence of a range to get down to this area? So what we had was Monday's New York session low, right? New York morning session low. And that low was at 29,247, right? So I seen that and I said, okay, well, if we can get this continued support of this push down, I then would take that trade and I would target this low because obviously the bullishness is not there. We have our momentum already going down. We could just jump on this train and ride the wave down, right? So initially I got in, had a tight SL, got whacked right out, but it was in profit. And then I finally put this one in and I let it breathe a little bit more. And as you can see, price ran all the way down. So I was able to capture about 89.75 points. So let's just say 89 to 90 points on this trade. With the potential SL I had of 20 points with already being down $999. So I'm already down technically about 30-ish, 29-ish type of points, right? So with this 89 points, I was able to pop up and be in profit about 50 more points, and that gave me the $2,300 value to now bring me out of my negative, and again, put me in profit of 13,000. I wish $1,362, right? So not a bad day. Nice adjustment, a nice recovery. Lesson learned to not maybe engage too heavily and wait for a little bit more of a confirmation and some confluence. Maybe watching, maybe looking more and deeply into the anatomy of these candles. These candles weren't like really full and strong as like maybe this type of candlestick or this type of candlestick, right? It was kind of weak. So just paying attention to that a little bit more and maybe paying attention to the top side of maybe not this being a target necessarily. Look at what it created, which was the top side. The price to go down, respect price to go down, get a little choppy, and then we peeled out of it once we respected it. So I feel like it was a nice trade, nice adjustment. And obviously it was a winning trade. We was able to turn around and get out of it. So that was a great trade. That's how I was able to make $1,300 today. So now that the market is over, as you can see, the closing is 440. It's 449. Refresh, wipe the slate clean, start a new day. We're gonna check in tomorrow and see what we can get, man. It's your boy Rich off NQ, man. Stay tuned and follow for more details and information on how to trade the futures market and how to get money with Rich off NQ, man. It's your boy. I'm gonna holler at you.